going to dig just a little bit deeper into time. We're going to be thinking about elapsed time. So this is something that I know that you've seen a little bit before, so we're not going to go through it too slowly, and then your goal is going to be able to actually be adding and changing to your personal schedules that you've been working on. So let's take a look at this example. Dora and her brother Kyle spent 1 hour and 35 minutes doing yard work. They stopped at 1:20 p.m. for lunch. At what time did they start doing yard work? So I know when I look at this problem that it tells me the time that they stopped at, and it asks me to figure out when did they start, right? So if I think of using a number line, that's going to help me when I'm thinking of elapsed time. So using this number line, I know that my ending time is 1:20 p.m. So that's the time I'm going to put at the end here. And my goal is to figure out at what time they started. I know that they spent a total of 1 hour and 35 minutes. So I'm going to just kind of write that there to keep track for myself. Now I'm going to work backwards, right? I'm going to try, okay, what time did they start? So I know it's going to be early in the day. Well, I'm going to start by just using that whole hour, right? I'm going to jump back by an hour. And if I do that, I know that 1 hour earlier than 1:20 p.m. would be 12:20 p.m. And notice up top as I jump back, I wrote my unit of how far I'm jumping back by so that I can keep track, right? So now I've used an hour. I have 35 more minutes that I need to jump back by, right? Well, I can't jump back by 30 minutes without changing my hour. So let me get as close as possible, right? I know I could jump back 20 minutes, right? So I could subtract another 20 minutes, and that would get me to 12 p.m., right? So if I take off another 20 from 35 minutes, I've got 15 minutes still that I need to account for. So now I'm going to think, okay, well, what's 15 minutes earlier than 12 p.m.? You might think right away, you might think to yourself, oh, Ms. Sharma, that's 11:45 a.m. You know, it's a.m., right? Because we're moving earlier in time, right? So we know that we're switching from p.m., which is the afternoon, to a.m., which is the morning. Maybe, though, that 15 minutes kind of gets you, and you're like, I don't totally know, what time it would be if it's 15 minutes earlier than 12 p.m. Well, you could just start by going 5 minutes earlier, which you would probably know is 11:55, and then another 5, which would be 11:50, and then 11:45, right? You could also move by 10 and then 5, but either way, you're still going to get to that same answer of 11:45 a.m. So what time did they start? They started at 11:45 in the morning. All right, let's look at one more example. And this time, instead of moving back in time, you're going to be asked to be moving forward. It's going to give you that start time. So Ben started riding his bike at 10:05 a.m. He stopped 23 minutes later when his friend Robbie asked him to play. At what time did Ben stop riding his bike? So we know that he started riding at 10:05 and he stopped at some time that was 23 minutes later. So again, we can use that number line system, but this time I'm going to write the start time. So I'm working at the beginning of my number line. I'm trying to get to this end time. That's the time that I'm not sure of. So let me start by thinking about adding some time here. If I'm not sure what it would be if I added 23 minutes to 10:05, that's okay. Let's start by doing something we can do easily, which would be 20 minutes, right? I know if I add 20 minutes to 10:05, that I would be at 10:25 a.m. From there, I know I've only got 3 more minutes, right? Because I started with 23 minutes. I added 20, so I know that I have 3 minutes left. So if I add 3 minutes to 10:25, I would end up with 10:28. So the time that he stopped playing would be at 10:28 a.m. All right, I know that was quick. Rewatch if you need to. You're going to be taking this information and then answering some questions about the schedule that you created for yourself. Thanks, guys. Good luck.